Blessed be, witches, merry meet. I'm Crow, welcome to Witch in the Wild Side. I wanted to share with you today a very simple way of lifting a curse. It doesn't require any magical tools or grand incantations or even a circle or anything. It's very simple. It does require a fire, and that would be probably the hardest thing for some to produce, although if you really think you're cursed, you'll probably be able to find a way to do this. Anyways, a few words about curses and being cursed. First of all, if you think you're cursed, you're probably not cursed. But if you think you're cursed, it acts as the same thing. You've in fact cursed yourself. It's the placebo effect. And in either case, the same method will lift either the run of bad luck that you have attached to your belief that you're cursed, or the actual curse. And you know, for the most part, we never really are sure if we're cursed or not, unless there's been a tag or a fetish left behind, or, you know, it's very obvious. But in most cases, no one's going to do that. I mean, especially to another witch, because that witch knows how to deal with it and send it back. So, anyways, and there's a strong belief that whenever you start practicing magic, you often will set up a flare, or even just if you're in the public, people will notice you, and sometimes other groups of witches or a witch will think what you're doing is improper and maybe try to dampen it down or stop your activities. You know, whether they're correct about it or not. I mean, witches are peoples. So there's always that. So it's good to know and have in your battery of spells and craft a way of lifting a curse. It's just good practice, good policy to have that in your back pocket. So I am going to ask you to like the video. It helps with the algorithm gods, and subscribe if you haven't, and let's lift that curse. Blessed be, witches. This is the book that gave me the inspiration for this spell. It's a story of a farmer who gets cursed by the local black witch. The book is written by Gemma Gary. It's as silent as the trees, and it is an awesome book on traditional witchcraft. Not Wicca, but traditional English witchcraft. It's the best. I love her writings. Anyway, she tells of a story in Devonshire that where a farmer and his family, for some reason, somehow, pissed off the local black witch, and doesn't say why or how. And then she sends an imp to terrorize him. And after that little incident, then all his cows get sick, his bulls get really ill. And then his plow horse gets ill. And I mean, the vets are brought in and nobody can fix it, right? So he takes the last of his money, according to her tale here, and he pays the white witch. And she instructs him to go and get Hawthorn and build a fire, a Hawthorn fire, or whitethorn as they say there. And take a wooden bowl from an ash tree, turned from an ash tree, and then you get the blood from the sickest bull, and you put that blood in the bowl, and you light your fire, and you place your bowl in it, and when the bowl cracks, the spell is lifted. I'm envisioning it in my own mind as the bowl cracks, the spell's sent back. That's the way I see it being done. Now, why Hawthorn? I'm a little confused, because to tell you the truth, Hawthorn is usually used in more blessings. It's a fairy tree, you know. And the ash, well, it's the world tree, even maybe the Axis Mundi. That makes a little bit more sense in that it connects you to all the worlds and all, the center of everything, the center from whence the spell came. But but even that could be weak. You know, sometimes witches would tell the farmer or the person to do something just because it was difficult to do. It put more energy into the spell. I don't know. I'm going to gather 3 small little branches of hawthorn. I'm going to build my normal fire out of pine and my local firewood here, and spruce. And then I'll make a little triangle of the 3 branches, and I'll take this bowl, which I do not believe is turned from an ash tree, but it's the best I have. I'll consecrate it with water and earth and fire and air for the purpose at hand. And then instead of bleeding myself, because that's I'm lifting the spell for myself, I would suggest you put urine in it. Maybe a few drops of blood, you know, but to pour a bunch of blood. Let's not get weird here. Urine will do the same thing. The idea is that the animal is sick, so the blood contains the spell. Well, so does the urine. It's just like in other things. We're going to get to a little protective jar. You use urine too. Anyways, so I'm going to fill it with that. I'm going to put it on the fire in between the hawthorn branches, and I'm asking, you know, I'm going to gather the hawthorn for this purpose, little honey, little milk, and I'm asking the fairies with the hawthorn tree and the magic of the hawthorn tree to help direct it back to this person and to lift it. So I'm just going to summon the magic of the tree as best I know how. And that's it. So let's get started. Let's do this. With water and earth I conjure thee, with fire and air I conjure thee, that you shall be an aid to this rite and to this magic. This is the hawthorn, right? You see those thorns? It's had some bit of weathering here. You can see that. And you know, the hawthorn's a bizarre tree when it comes to what it represents. To the Romans, it was cardia, which is wind, and marriage and birth. To the Arabs, it was used in death rites and for the prior. The fire, funeral rites. So it's all, it mean different things to different people. One fella I was listening to related it to Mars, which I just would never do. Mars and male and fire. I think fire is, I always thought of it as fire, but I always saw it as female. Definite female tree. At least, you know, at least this one is. There's another thorn. You can see them. A lot less down here. So I'm going to go and get some honey and some milk, and I'm going to pour it on here. And then I'm going to take 3 branches. So be it. So here we are with the milk and with the honey. So I thank and invoke the spirit and the powers of the hawthorn. Tastes so wonderful. Honey hole witches. So I've got these branches. I've taken all the little secondaries off, And I gave myself a good couple of pokes and bleeds doing it all. So I got 3 sticks, and I'll tie the tip of that to the butt of this, and then the tip of this to the butt of that, and make a triangle. And fill up the center part with all these little bits like a little nest. And then I have the bowl. And while I was doing all this, I pricked my finger butt good, and I placed 3 drops within the bowl of my own blood. Now, within this, when I get the fire all ready, just before I do it, I'll place my urine that you save overnight. It's best to get up and get a late night or early morning urine, so it's been in your body the longest. You've held it in there. Midstream, I'll fill it with that. Hairs, toenails, and I'll place it on the fire. And now, in this bowl, with my blood and my urine and my hair and my toenails, I now have the witch that sent the curse. This curse and all their evil will be sent right back at them. And if it is not another witch, and it's only been my own bad thoughts and misdeeds and ill magic, and I've cursed myself, so to speak, then all of it will break up that energy and snap and crack and free me of that own self-induced curse. So let's put it together. We'll light it together. Let's be witches. We light this fire for the magic at hand. I burn this fire to lift this curse. My triangle, tied with red thread, one point towards the north, if that means something to you. Make a little bundle, nice little nest. And I place this spell within this bowl. These are toenails. Put those in there. Couple of strands of hair. Now, I place this right up here, tucked inside here. Now, what did I have up my sleeve? Mirror. To fracture the spell. I've got all that set. You can use salt and just sprinkle it around a little bit. Or if you're a witch like myself, you take your red powder and you make this safe. It's all inside there now. All waiting to snap crack, snap, crack. I send thee back. I send thee back. I send thee back. Snap, crack. I send thee back. I send thee back. I send you back. Snap, crack. I send thee back. I send thee back. I send thee back. I had bodiless voices at my door today. Snap, crack. I've had many disturbing incidents crack. That almost tried to keep snap, crack. From completing this spell. But as this fire burns, fire crack, I send thee back. I send thee back. I send thee back. It cracked. It cracked. Spell is broke.